TapouT TV down at Daytona. Scrape.
Yes, sir.
What's up, brother?
How you doing, man?
Hey, so we're going to be running around interviewing some drivers and chilling out with some TapouT Racing today.
Oh, man. TapouT Racing, Tony Stewart. We got Kevin Harvick. We got Elliott Sadler. We'll get Andy Lawley. We'll try to get some others. We'll get Straka, Skrape, and do it right.
Check this out.
We're talking strategy. We doing, he's been to so many races now. He knows what's up. He knows where we need to run. We need to be out front leading. And he just
I told him who to get with to push and be pushed. So
yeah.
I said, just don't wreck. That's all I know. Don't wreck and win.
Great advice.
Yeah, there's more contact in NASCAR than there is in MMA these days. What's going on with you guys?
I don't know about that. Them guys are for real in MMA, but we just, man, this new boys have at it, gentlemen have at it, is pretty much you got to protect your piece of the pie. You got to protect your real estate. And NASCAR said, hey, we're not going to get involved. You guys race hard, sell it among yourselves. And that's what drivers are doing right now. And pressure is on all the time to compete, run up front, try to get wins, try to lead laps. So, if you're trying to take advantage of me and take my spot on the racetrack, man, I got to protect it. So that's kind of, I think that's what the guys have been seeing, the fans have been seeing on TV here lately.
The cool thing is, I've always wanted a sponsor where I wasn't going to have to worry about getting in trouble for knocking somebody out. So I finally have got the man here. So I think I've got the green light that if I have to do something tonight, I can get it done.
Yeah, and I doubt very much, Scrape. You're not going to drop him, right?
No, of course not. And he's driving for Harvick, so Harvick's all about the fight. So he's good, perfect. What did you think when we started talking about the whole idea for TapouT Racing? What did you think about TapouT? And I know you're an MMA fan, so what did you think when the whole idea came about?
Well, I think for us, when we met the first time and we got to, Josh and I got to talking about it, and then you got involved in the conversations, and then we started talking about TapouT Racing, and seeing the TapouT brand in the MMA arena is not a surprise. But I think when you see TapouT Racing outside of that arena, I think it kind of raises some eyebrows. But it's just such a cool brand, and for us, we're all about trying to do things differently than other people, and TapouT is that style of brand that we like to be a part of. So it brings a great addition to our sport.
And if anybody fits the mold of TapouT for the TapouT Racing, it's got to be you. Tell us about the incident just recently you had with Busch, if you could talk about it. Can you talk about that a little bit? I know you've had a couple here and there, so to me, I like it. I like that scrappiness, that toughness, but tell us what happened with that.
Well, we had a few problems on the racetrack, and I didn't really like the way that it was all handled on the racetrack, so I kind of got in trouble for taking a swing at him while he was sitting in his car. So it happens. Sometimes the emotions run wild, and you do what you have to do.
And that wasn't the first time. I know there was one with Carl Edwards, but I like that because that shows that he stands up for what he stands up for himself, and he's not just a race car driver. I think Kevin will get in the gym and do some good work.
I don't know if I could do a whole lot of boxing, but I think my wrestler's coming out in me from back in the day. I wrestled all 4 years in high school, so I enjoy that part of it.
Speaking about fights, last week when your car was up on a tire, what the hell was that all about?
Well, I should have. I spun a buddy of mine out because he blocked me, or I thought he blocked me, and the problem was I didn't want to ruin his day, but I wanted him to have to think about it a little bit. The problem was it gave him the chance to ruin my day, so we're not going to make that mistake again. If we feel like we got to do our part, then we're going to make sure they don't have a shot at the second chance at us.
Reminds me of Frank Shamrock saying he could have broke the guy's arm and he let the guy back, and he said, and then he lost the fight, and he said, next time I break the guy's arm.
Yeah, exactly. That's there's times in this sport where the racing is racing, but it's kind of like having a big family of 42 brothers that you race with every week, and you're not always going to agree, but at some time in the equation, sometimes you gotta rough them up a little bit to remind them how things are supposed to be done.
A lot of guys in the MMA world, we talk about how training for MMA is so intense, right? But I was in a NASCAR with Danica Patrick a couple years ago, and you guys go so freaking fast. Yeah. How much training do you do just to be a race car driver?
Well, I think every sport has a different way that you train to get ready for it. In racing, it's so hot inside the car. So it'll be 140 to 150 degrees inside the car. We'll be in our car for 3.5 to 4 hours at a time. So you got to train to learn how to deal with the heat. So instead of getting on a bike and riding 50 miles or doing anything like that, we go sit in steam rooms. We go sit in saunas. We do stuff like that. And what that does is get our lungs used to breathing the hot air. Get our body used to being dehydrated, working out. You notice all race car drivers are not all big and muscular and strong that it's easy to cramp up. Most of us are kind of lean, kind of thin, and you know, that's we feel is the best way to be in shape to be in a race car right now. But the biggest thing is the heat, not getting dehydrated, not cramping up.
What's the old motto? If a man can't breathe, a man can't fight.
So you race tomorrow, and then you're racing Saturday also. Tell me how that works with your team.
Yeah, for us tonight, we have 4 cars in the race. We'll have the TapouT Chevy with Tony Stewart driving tonight, and myself and Elliott Sadler will be in One Main Financial Chevys, and Clint Boyer will be in a Menard Chevy. So the way that the drafting works at this particular racetrack, you need 2 cars to make everything work as good as possible. So it'll be fun. We got some studs for drivers on our team, and Delaney and I are pretty pumped about that. So it'll be a lot of fun. And then tomorrow we'll come back in the Budweiser Chevrolet and race the Cup Series race tomorrow night.
Now, did I hear Delana, did she used to race?
Delana has attempted to race a couple times. So her dad grew up in racing, and so she's been around her whole life. So we put her in a car one time, and that was kind of the end of it.
Now, that's something I like is her whole thing. I wear the fire suit in the family. How did that kind of start?
Well, we had a little altercation on the racetrack, and somebody got out. Somebody got out and popped off, and it was Joey Logano. He said Delana wears the fire suit in the family, so you should go ask her. So Monday morning we came home. We're like you guys. We came home and made a T-shirt, and that helps support our foundation every time we sell a T-shirt. So we turned a kind of a crazy situation into a positive one.
Marketing 101 right there. That's kind of TapouT and fire suit in the family. So, Kevin, thank you for the time. We'll let you get out there and let your rest get some qualifying in. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate everything.